Hey guys, it's Jessie. Welcome back to my channel, and guess what we're doing today? If you know what this means, yeah, it's a book, but Christine Riccio, she's doing book science across the nation, and guess what? We're going to a book signing tonight! Yeah. So this is my first book signing ever that I'm going to, and I hope to go to a lot more. So as you can see, my hair is damp. I took a shower, and the book signing is at 7 p.m. and it is currently 12:25. But I need to get an oil change first, but I'm planning on leaving at 4 o'clock because it's like an hour away from me. It's a far drive. It's in Naperville. For me, that's kind of far drive. But I am taking my bestie with me, and it might be a little bit awkward that I'm vlogging because she's never seen me do vlogs or my channel. She knows about my channel, but she's just probably gonna make fun of me and like give me like weird looks the entire night. But I don't care. I'm gonna be vlogging the entire experience, of course, and I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity, honestly. That's what it feels like, and I'm just so excited. But I'm so happy and proud of Christine Riccio because she's a booktuber. She's like one of the original OG booktubers who started booktube, and if she can do this, anybody can. And it's just like setting the, what's it called? Setting the platform for all of us to know that it is possible to do this with like a lot of hard work, I bet. But it's possible. It's just so exciting to see what booktube can create, or just like YouTube in general, what YouTube can create, not just in booktube, but beauty gurus, daily vloggers, whatever you have. But it's just amazing. Like, oh my gosh. And speaking of amazing, and guess what? We are on my channel 20 subscribers away from 200. Like, guys, holy shit. I never expected to have many subscribers. Like, a decent amount, like maybe like 50 or something. I don't know, but we're 20 away from 200 people. Like, holy crap. I know it's not compared to like other people who have like 100,000 subscribers. Like, that gives me anxiety just thinking about that, having that maybe one day. Like, I don't need to have that many subscribers, but 200 people are subscribed to me. 200. That's a lot. That's a lot. Dude, this is kind of freaking me out. Like, when I first started out my YouTube channel, and I like saw that I got like 3 subscribers, I was kind of like floored. I'm like, what? People are actually wanting to watch me and subscribe and see my videos? That's amazing. And I got up to 10. I'm like, ah! Even though I knew like people had like 1,000 or 100,000. To me, 3 subscribers or 10 subscribers was mind-blowing. It still is. Like, who would want to watch me? But I'm so thankful that you do, and grateful, and like, welcome. Welcome. It's amazing. It's just amazing. And this is just amazing too. I need to get an oil change. Starbucks. Because me and my bestie, well, my bestie she's addicted to Starbucks. Like, Starbucks is life. And we're gonna figure out if we're gonna eat dinner before or after. But we'll see when we get down there, I guess. I prefer to like have dinner before the book signing because the book signing is at 7, and I don't know how long it's gonna be, like an hour and a half or 2 hours. I don't know. So that would be like 2 hours is like 9 o'clock. So I feel like a lot of like food places will be closing by then. So hopefully we could get dinner in before the book signing, which would be ideal. So this is my outfit. It's like a comfy cotton stretchy top that can go as like a dress. Not really a dress, but yes. And I can't decide if I want to wear the shirt like this or tucked in because it shows off the little lacing, like I feel like a pirate. So yeah, and it is 1:52 and I still need to go get my oil changed. So we're gonna do that. And I feel like I'm out of breath, but I just kind of cleaned out the front part of my car, like the driver's side and the passenger side area. Like I Lysoled it down, shook out the gnats. It needed it because I didn't want the guy at the oil change place to judge me. Bestie. You haven't seen it, have you? This is a book.
How was it?
Hopefully you don't have chocolate on your hands. I haven't read it yet.
Oh.
I just got it last week. Are you excited?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish I got the Target version.
Of this?
Yeah, because it has like, you know, butter and toast right there. Mm-hmm. It has like an actual watermelon, the like color, and then behind the acknowledgements, it has like her like editing papers, kind of.
Oh.
Which mine doesn't, because I got it at Barnes & Noble. She's the OG booktuber. I feel like I'm going to meet a celebrity. It's weird. These are really good.
Those are really good.
Where's my snacks?
First of all, tonight we have the one and only Riccio here, of course. She's a storyteller, book enthusiast. She's best known, of course, for her 2 YouTube channels. She's amassed around what are we at now? 500,000 followers? Not too shabby, very exciting. She will be joined in conversation by Tiernan Bertrand Essington, who is a screenwriter, director, and actor, and also probably best known by people in this room as the booktuber.
Woo!
So, with no more wait, come on in, guys. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to share. Super awkward, but we're gonna have to share a microphone for about 2 more minutes while we hunt down that second one. I'm really sorry. Here you go. I'll be bringing it. Hello! Hi, thank you guys for coming!
Hi everyone, my name is Tiernan. Thank you so much, Christine, for coming to Chicago for Again But Better. We are so... When is the last time you were in Chicago?
The last time I was in Chicago was for BEA 2016, and then the time before that was for like Divergent when they had one of those mini premieres here. Yeah, that was great.
So your debut novel, Again But Better, came out a week ago today. Whew. How has the last week been for you?
So the last week has been amazing. Like meeting everyone from all over the place and places I haven't been has been just the best experience because I've met so many people who've been watching for so long, and it's just always so heartwarming and touching to hear them talk about like their whole book journey. That's been the most amazing part. The other end of the spectrum has just been like the anxiety. It's just being on tour is how do authors do this for more than 2 weeks? It's just you kind of start going a little insane because of the schedule. Like you get back from the events by like 10:30, 11, and you're like riding this high from talking to everybody, and you're like need to go to sleep instantly to get up at 4 a.m. to make your 7 a.m. flight. But it's been great, and I'm really, really excited to be here. Yay, microphone! Oh, it's not working. Is it on?
I don't think it's working.
Oh no. Technical difficulties.
Next question. So can you tell us a little bit about where this story comes from for you and why you wanted to write this, especially like as your debut novel?
Yes. So there are a lot of different things that have inspired this book. The seed of it, I put out a video like yesterday talking about it, and so I don't really want to repeat it too much, I feel like. But it came originally from when I was 23. I realized how much study abroad changed my life. Because you need some time to realize how something has changed you, you know, to get perspective. And it was 3 years after I studied abroad that I realized that experience has changed my entire life. And I started trying to tell people that I know, like my siblings and my cousins and my friends who are a little younger than me, like, you should study abroad, guys, you need to study abroad, it's gonna be the best thing ever, you gotta study abroad. Guess how many studied abroad? None. It was very upsetting. Yeah, I'm very sorry. Where did I go? There's something I want to say. No, it's all good.
Thanks.
Ooh, this is where
I'm not
like,
holding it the whole
I
time.
go.
It's fine, I'll hold it. Thank you.
Is this one? Okay. All right. Good news. At that time, I was trying to write a book already about like mermaids and crap. It was really hard because I had just come out of school and I studied screenwriting, and I had just written 2 feature-length scripts, and you're just always reading scripts in film school and your brain is just scripts. So when I tried to write a book, was not coming out that way because scripts are so concise, and I just could not get myself to like explode words on the page. So it wasn't until I was 25 when I made the decision that I wanted to start writing, and I was like, I'm ready, and that was 2 years later after just like reading books since I graduated. And it was much easier. Anyway, the question was the seed of this. And it was my college experience, because I had been hearing for years and years up until that point that it was going to be this amazing, life-changing, best experience, best 4 years of my life. And then I got to college and it sucked. And I wasn't prepared for what was coming. I didn't realize that like this amazing experience wasn't gonna come to me. I had to go to it. You have to look for it. It's not gonna find you if you're in your dorm not doing anything, not interacting with people, not trying to join clubs and do things. You have to look for it, and it's there, and once you get it, it's gonna be amazing. But I was 3 years in when I finally decided to study abroad, and it wasn't because I wanted to really, it was because all the people I knew were doing it, and I didn't really, my friends, they were like acquaintances, all the few acquaintances I had were going abroad, and I was like, I'm gonna be even more alone than I feel right now. because I won't know anyone. And so, so I was like, they have a cool film study abroad program in London, and I guess I have to do it because everyone says it's great. And I was really, really scared, and then it was the most amazing decision I've ever made, and it changed everything. And I just want to like share that with other people and try to encourage other people to take the leap, even if they're really scared, because it's going to be really, really worth it. And yeah. Sorry, that was a really roundabout answer.
No, it was great. So I watched your video yesterday, like after 1 week of Lena. Oh, it was great. What advice would you give to January 2016 Christine now that the physical book is here and back then you were just starting?
Yeah. So my advice for new writer Christine is outline! Because, I don't know if you've been watching from the beginning, but the first draft of this book, well, just to put into perspective, our normal contemporary books anywhere between 70K and 90K. First draft of this book was 140K. Yeah, what the fork? I mean, like, so because I didn't have an outline, I didn't know exactly where things were gonna go, so whenever something kinda happened, I was like, let's write out this whole story. And then it was just, we branched out so many times into places that were irrelevant because there was no outline and I didn't know where the circle was gonna come back around. So when it came time to start editing it, I had to just do a crap load of like slang stuff. And it hurts to do that. And it's nice to, I've been working on an outline for book 2 and it's really, really hard for me because I like to write by the seat of my pants. My brain does not want to work that way, but I think it's going to be really, really helpful in the end and worth all the stress of trying to get my brain to like write differently. Yeah. I already forget the question. Oh yeah, the outlining.
There's a lot of music in Again But Better, which I love so much. Like the chapter titles was such a good decision. When did that come about in the draft? Like, was it right away that you were naming the chapters like that?
No, so like the first 2 drafts didn't even have chapters. It was one big mess. And like I had put like those little stars, you know how Cassandra Clare in between when there's a time jump, there's those little stars. So I had just done little stars. Yeah, 4 asterisks. Because I didn't know where I was going, I didn't know how to divide it. My brain was just a hot mess of words. So those titles came when I finally was querying an agent and she came back to me and was like, okay, you need to turn these into chapters. Like, this is an unbelievable mess of blob. Like, it was just... So then came the fun part of naming chapters. And I just find that my brain likes to categorize things in terms of songs. That's just how I've always worked. I'll just like pull out a song and be like, lol, this matches what you're doing right now. And that's what happened when I was naming the chapters, and I found it really fun, like a really fun challenge as I went along, and I was trying to name ones that I had originally named, like, there's one that's named Fail, and that's not a song lyric. I couldn't, but I'm like, I'm sure there's a song that has the word fail in it, so it's fine. But I really wanted it to be Fail because the one before that rhymed with fail. No spoilers. But yeah, I just really love, that's how my brain categorizes things, and I think it's really fun to read the chapter and then maybe you missed the title of it, and then you come back and you're like, oh, this, yeah. And also I'm listening to music the whole time, and sometimes, like there's a chapter called Close, and I was totally listening to Nick Jonas's Close that entire chapter. So, that happens sometimes as well.
I have a mic. Oh my god.
We can speak back and forth.
Okay. Keeping up with music, there's also like a lot of Taylor Swift in Again
Yeah.
But Better. If Again But Better were a Taylor Swift album, which one would it be?
So I've thought this through. So I think it's Red. I was in between Red and Fearless, but I think it's red. And for a song, it would be Holy Ground. And yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to London.
Oh, welcome to New York.
Yeah.
But no, that's 1989.
I know, yeah.
You're off.
I just wanted to add something. Okay, I wanted to play a little game with you now that we can talk back and forth.
Yes.
So this is called Again the Same or Again But Better.
I'm excited.
Okay, so I'm just going to say things that you've done, and you tell me if you would do them again the same or again but better.
Okay.
Number 1.
It's really, really complicated.
Naming your first username PullinBananas20.
So, I think I do it again the same now because
Good.
I've become really attached to it.
Yeah.
And
So has everyone in this room.
Yeah.
I feel I gotta admit that when someone's name is just their name, I'm like, ugh, you couldn't think of anything other than your name? No offense to any names, because that's just like a thing now. Everyone just knows their name.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, it's easier to brand. But whatever. It's more fun to have something that you have to think to figure out. What the hell does that mean? I'm big on riddles. I'm a Ravenclaw. It's just a thing. Yeah. The claw!
Okay, again the same or again but better. Making that username French Watermelon 19 in again but better.
Well, so the thing behind doing this was that I hope people other than people who watch my videos will end up reading this book. It won't mean anything to them. And I wanted it to be a thing, with my viewers. It's a nod to just the fact that hopefully you guys are reading it and you know and you've been here for so long. And yeah, I mean, I wanted it to be like an inside thing with us. And I thought it was really fun. Yeah.
That definitely comes through. Again the same or again but better. Writing XOXO 2018 in the acknowledgements.
You know I couldn't write this! So, I did this. When you read the book, you'll see that Shane signs off kind of like that, and I was doing a joke. I said XOXO http://youtube.com/PullinBananasBooks as my sign off in the acknowledgement. But the last run through, I guess whoever was editing it thought this was a mistake. And I talked about YouTube in the sentence before, so they just put YouTube in parentheses, youtube.com/PullinBananasBooks. And now they took it away from the bottom, so it just says XOXO 2018. That's my name. I go by 2018. But I don't. So it's really confusing. That's my last sign off in the book. So it's great.
That's a good story. Again the same or again but better. Asking Holland from Teen Wolf if he knew what Vampire Academy was about on the Vampire Academy red carpet.
I don't know if you guys saw this video. People are nodding yes. It's such an embarrassing video. But basically, this was the first time I ever got an opportunity to do this. I was covering the Vampire Academy premiere red carpet back in 2013? 2014. And Holland Roden was there from Teen Wolf. Yeah, and I wasn't expecting it. I was already like, and I did not call her over. Natasha was like, Holland! She's the one filming, I'm talking! And she comes over, I'm just like, so do you know what Vampire Academy's about? It was the most embarrassing ever, and of course I would do it again, but better. God, she was like, yeah.
Again the same or again but better. Chronicling your whole writing experience online.
Definitely would do this the same. I mean, doing this throughout the process of writing the book has been the most amazing thing ever. Every time I put up a video, it's like encouragement to keep going. When I'm feeling like I'm stuck, it's like there's so many writers that are there in the comments with advice and talking about their stories, and we talk back and forth, and it was just like writing with a huge group of critique partners, kind of, in a way. Like there was always someone there to tell you like their way of getting through the problem that you're going through, and it made writing it so much more fun to have this group of people there kind of with me. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really loved it.
It's been so inspiring to watch this whole journey, like over the past almost like 3+ years. And I feel safe asking this question, like, who in this room has been inspired as a writer by watching Christine's videos? Exactly.
Thank you guys.
It's been amazing.
It's really nice.
Okay, last one. Again, the same or again, but better, because I'm curious, like, on a personal note, moving to LA.
Oh, again, the same. LA has been just so much fun. You just moved to LA. Taryn just moved to LA, just so you guys know.
I did.
And I needed to get out of New Jersey when I was there because there was nothing. Like I felt like there was nothing there for me in terms of a job. Like I wasn't gonna meet any people, and there was nothing going on. Like there were so many events in LA. Like I had just done that Vampire Academy thing, and I'd always planned to go to LA because I majored in film and TV, so it's just like that's where the jobs are. But I've loved living out here. I mean, I'm not here anymore. I'm in Chicago. Guys, I've been traveling for a week. I'm so sorry. I was in LA yesterday. But I love living in LA, but I love coming back to the East Coast, and I'm really excited because I'm going to the East Coast this week, and that's where I'm from, and it'll be really cool.
So I'm gonna open it up to you guys really soon, so have your questions ready, but I just want to know, we know that you're writing another book. Can you give us 3 words to describe it?
3 words?
Like 3 descriptive words or phrases.
I mean, I could tell you a little about it, but I could do the words too. Let's see.
Okay, that'd be great.
The words are just harder. Okay. Family trauma? Sisters? Those are 3 words already. I don't know my pitch for this book yet. It's just an outline. But basically, the central theme is more family-oriented, whereas this central theme is more like finding yourself and first love. It's a little darker and more intense, but there will still be romance, because I love me a romance. I have a love them. But the fun thing is that there are going to be 2 point of views, so I get to travel with 2 different characters, and they both have different romantic stuff kind of going on, and lots of family dramas. Fun stuff.
Okay, at this point, I don't know if I should bring the mic to people or if,
I
like,
could probably hear them.
you can probably hear.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear them.
Do you have a question?
Do you have any advice for, because I'm currently like personal writing, so you have to like tips or advice?
Well, my biggest advice I feel like that I've been, when people ask this question, I've been telling them just to make sure you're writing the story that you have to tell, because if you, this is a writer problem, is that you'll get really far into your story and then decide you've lost interest and move to another project and never kind of complete a project because you keep getting bored with the project you're in. And if you're writing the story that you need to write, that you're so passionate about, you're not going to give up on it. You're going to fight for it when you're trying to get an agent. You're going to fight for it when you're trying to go on submission. Like, you'll be there in it for as long as you need to get it published. And I think that's the best thing you can do, to write what you need to. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I was wondering, if you talk more about like a book, what's your favorite reading style?
Oh, it's so hard. I really like, it kept switching actually as I was writing this book, because I was listening to a lot of Beatles songs, and it would change around. And for a long time after I wrote it, it was Yellow Submarine, even though like I'd always liked it, but it was never like my favorite. But I always loved Hey Jude growing up. That was my favorite one, but I feel like that's kind of a basic one now. And I'm like blanking. This always happens when I'm asked a question about like of the album or something. Someone asked me what my favorite Beatles album was, and I couldn't remember Rubber Soul, which is my favorite Beatles album. And afterward, I felt so dumb. I was like, I know the albums. I studied them for this reason.
Can you repeat the question?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Of course,
so,
yeah. Right here?
Hi. So I love the book and I love the video.
Thank you.
So much. And my last semester in undergrad, I actually studied abroad in England too. And I really love reading books and everything. But I was wondering, in London, like, what was your favorite place to go and visit, and how did you project it into the book?
So this is gonna sound kind of dumb.
Favorite place in London?
My favorite place in London. I mean, when I think about it, it's the shawarma place. And it's in the book. But honestly, when I go back to London, when I think of my favorite place, it's where I lived when I was there. I loved walking around, and honestly, I loved all of London. I really loved Covent Garden, walking around that area, and that's also in the book because I love that area. But I would walk everywhere, and I just loved, the Tube is like my favorite part of London. And that doesn't get much time in the book, because there's only so much tubing that can happen. But it's just the best public transportation system I've ever gone, ever. It's clean, it's timely, it's there for you.
Way up there, yes, you.
So, like, having gone through the whole process of editing your book and getting it published, is there anything that you would do differently or anything that you thought that did work really well that you would have advice for other authors?
Anything you do differently or something that works really well about the publishing process?
Well, I don't mean to repeat myself, but outlining. Honestly, that's a huge thing I would have done differently. Honestly, the rest of it, I had such an amazing time writing this book, so I wouldn't really do much of it differently except for the outlining thing. I had so much extra story. It was ridiculous.
Cool. Right here.
Okay, do you have any advice on finding critique partners that work well with you?
Advice on finding critique partners. Sorry, was there more?
Okay, so I am really lucky in that I am in a community full of people who read and want to write. And so one of my closest friends, Kat, is a writer, so she was my critique partner. And I mean, what I would recommend is if you take any sort of writing course, try to make a friend in there. And I'm sure there's also like NaNoWriMo, the website, maybe interacting with people there. Do you have any advice on this, Tiernan?
I totally have like gone to the booktube community, and then I just went through art school, so like I'm constantly around other people who
Yeah, it's
are,
really like finding people IRL.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
and it's good to have like friends who are writers and friends who are like creative in different ways, so they can recognize things about your work, I think.
Totally. Since I went to like a creative school, and my friends are also kind of, I have my friend Julia, she wants to be a producer, and she's really good at helping too. So I think just trying to make friends in creative environments, if you're in any, is the best way. Yeah, I'm sorry that's not like the easiest advice.
Okay. Right up there? Yeah.
So first of all, I've read the book so many times since it came out, and I love it so much.
Thank you.
But my question would be, so I love to write a lot. I've written like 3 of my own books, and I just recently tried to get one published. I was rejected. What would your advice be on like dealing with rejection from publishers as it relates to just like in general, but also like, I guess like going back and looking at what you can change?
So, I mean, when you get rejected, it's really hard. And I don't think it gets easier, really. I mean, it hasn't gotten easier for me in any aspect of my life. But maybe you get better at dealing with it. And I feel like the best way to deal with when you get rejected on that sort of a front, like agent or publication or something, is to take a beat and take a break from your manuscript for, I think a great amount of time is a month, and then come back to it and see what you think you're gonna see stuff that you think you can change and make better. And taking a break, I think, is the healthiest way, because you don't want to like get in this mental cycle where you can't find what's wrong with it. Because if you just keep working on it, you don't see what needs to be changed. So that would be my best advice. And also, if you do have a creative writer, reader friend, if they want to look at it for you, if they're nice enough to take the time to look at it for you, it's always nice to have feedback from someone else when you come back into it too. But you will see new stuff when you go away from it for a little bit and come back.
Right up there.
So I know you have like a really big booktube community. How did you narrow down like who was gonna read it?
On Jesse's typical type of book, so I didn't want to make him read it right off the bat. It's like a romance. So I originally gave it to just people that I was really, really close with, because it's scary to give it to anyone else. And also, once I did do that, just people who had told me, who are also good friends with, asked to read it. Like, a lot of them don't read it because they're too busy. So if it's not someone you know is gonna be able to read it, it's not even really worth it to send it to them, because they're busy, and it's just gonna kind of let you down a little bit when they never get back to you with any feedback. I learned that really quick. So I didn't give it out to many people. I had like 4 people that knew the story in my life for a long time in the beginning stages, and it was nice to have them all to go back to get opinions and run stuff by them. And I have my friend Julia, who's a producer. She's like really big on cutting things, so she was one of my go-tos. I sent it to her. She read the first half 3 different times, just being like, cut this, change this. I'm like, okay, Julia. She does know best.
Right at the very top.
I was wondering if you would ever do a skit from a scene in your book.
Ooh. Would you ever do a skit from a scene in your book?
Would I? I would never say never on that. For sure, like in the basket of things I could do, I just don't know if I would do it at this point, because it's too soon. It just came out. I don't want to spoil anything, really. You know how I hate spoilers. And I want everyone to have their own experience with it and not like picture me dressing up as different characters.
Yeah.
I don't want to say comment. Would you ever let it be made into a movie, especially after like the Percy Jackson disaster?
Not everything can be as big of a disaster as Percy Jackson. We just had stuff like To All the Boys, which was amazing. And Love Simon this year, and now all I can think of, me and Earl. The Hate You Give was amazing. I was like, me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. That was like 5 years ago. We've had really great ones, and so I wouldn't be totally against that. I think I'd be very careful and weary of like who optioned it, and because I'd want to also have a part in it a little bit, not a part in the movie, a part in like the writing. I wanted to be a screenwriter off the bat, and so I don't need to write it, but I would like to like be allowed to do something in it.
Would you see it more as like film or TV?
So, because of all the disastrous movies, right off the bat, you kind of want to be like, I want this to be a miniseries so they can get everything right,
Yeah.
But if it was done right in a movie, I think they could fit it into a movie as well. It's just like, it would be short, and we like things to be long.
Right here?
So great, I love the book, but you make a lot of references to many different like fantasy series or just other series. Is the name Sarah a reference to Feyre from A Court of Thorns and Roses?
It's actually not. Oh, repeat the question if you want. Was that what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Is the name Sarah a reference to A Court of Thorns and Roses?
So, okay, this is my deal with the names. I read a lot of YA, as you know. I I love YA. My editor actually, when she first read the book and I first talked to her, was like, this is like a love letter to YA. And I was like, oh my God, it is! So every good YA book has a crap load of weird ass names. You know, and I needed my own batch of weird names. So we've got Pilot and Shane, who's a girl, and Atticus and Babe, and then I needed a name that people could see and mispronounce. And that's where Sarah came. And it was actually originally spelled Sarah, but it was pronounced Sarah. But I changed it because it would be too hard.
Oh my God. Right over there. Yeah.
If you wrote a book in a totally different genre, what would it be and why?
If you wrote a book in a totally different genre, what would it be and why?
I really like contemporary. So, I mean, I guess it would just be fantasy. I mean, that's kind of a hard question because my brain right now wants to only write contemporary. I would never say never in another genre. I think if I did, it would be some sort of urban-y fantasy, which was still grounded in the contemporary world. I have no desire to create my own world right now. I like the Earth world. I don't get tired of it. So, yeah, I guess it would be fantasy.
Cool. Right there.
So you've been, oh no, you can go. So you've been touring for the past week and you've probably been doing this a lot. Do you have any advice on public speaking?
Ooh, the question is advice on public speaking.
I wish I had advice on public speaking. I find it very, very difficult. It's much easier when I have a friend up here with me, and when I was by myself in Portland, I felt like I was dying up there. I couldn't think, and it was really just unnerving when people were asking me questions, and I felt like I was answering like a robot who didn't know how to use words. They were really nice. It was like, you're doing great! And I was like, I don't know what's happening right now.
Did you just do questions, or did you have like a speech?
So what I did was ask myself a question. And answered it, and then asked the audience if they had a question, and we went back and forth. And then after a little, I felt stupid asking myself questions. But I was trying to pretend to be my own moderator.
Did you have them written down?
I had them on my phone, but then after a while I felt dumb looking at my phone. Because I'd be like, oh, let me go look for another one because I'm so anxious I can't remember anything I wrote down. But the second night went way better. I was way calmer and it was great. The St. Paul, I also moderated myself and I asked myself the questions and it went much better. So I think just doing it over and over again is the only way, and it's gonna be horrifying and the worst. But eventually your body will just be like, oh, I guess I have to accept that this is happening.
And by the way, I don't know how much time we have, so I'm just gonna go until someone stops.
Usually the hour mark is like the cutoff. I don't know what time it is.
I don't know what time it is. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, we're okay.
First, I have to say your outfit is amazing. I love it.
Thank you.
So in the book, shame has to do with parents who aren't always the most supportive. In your career, studying abroad and just writing in general, how supportive have your parents been?
How supportive have your parents been in relation?
Oh, well. So, I mean, I am really stubborn and I got really good grades in high school. So when they told me not to study film, I was basically like, you always told me I could do whatever I want because I'm so smart. I'm gonna study film. And eventually they came because I was so passionate about it. But every single second that it came up, it was like, I'm wasting my money on you. And this isn't gonna go anywhere. And what's your plan B? And why aren't you double majoring? And what's your minor? And it was really, and it wears on you. But luckily, I'm super stubborn and just kept going anyway. But it really hurts sometimes to hear your parents say that. And it's hard to give advice about it, how to deal with it. other than to just keep pushing for what you want to do, because they have to, a lot of times your parents are paying for your education, and if you don't have a scholarship or something, you end up doing what they approve of, and sometimes, but eventually, hopefully, you find a way to do what you want to do. Yeah, it's hard for me to talk about, really, because it's something that I've dealt with for so long, and then all of a sudden, my dad was like, "I'm so proud of you," and I was like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Oh, this is great, I always believed in you, and like, you've always been such a good at what you do," and I'm like, "Okay, Dad. Thank you, I appreciate that you're saying that now, but this is such a lie."
Sorry, you guys skipped earlier.
Oh, this is okay. If the book did turn into a movie, what actors would you cast for the characters?
Ooh, what actors would you cast?
Okay, so I've been thinking about this because I've been getting this question. And because when I write and read, I just make up people in my brain. Like, I feel like I take little bits and pieces of just all the humans I've ever seen and just make this, fake people in my brain. It's hard for me to come up with people, but I was watching Definitely Maybe a couple weeks ago, and I was all of a sudden like, "Oh my God, Ryan Reynolds!" Make an amazing pilot if he was 20. Too bad he's too old. Like, he'd be perfect. And I'm just like, was I always thinking of Ryan Reynolds? Like, it was just so weird.
It would be perfect.
I think it would
who's
be
a
perfect.
young Ryan Reynolds?
I know Ryan Reynolds is.
Yeah. Yeah, right here.
You inspired so much. I literally love it. My question is, 4 years ago you had like your story swirling in your head, and that's kind of how I am right now. And I want to know what was like the click that you were like, okay, January 2016, I'm gonna sit and literally write a whole draft.
Yes, what was the click for, like, I'm finally gonna start writing this?
So the click was, I felt like I had a job and I was making money and I was like not gonna die if I spent all my time writing. So I basically, from the time I graduated college to the time that I was 24, I was just like filming, editing, uploading, reading, filming, editing, that's all I did ever, trying to build a YouTube channel and trying to build something that I can turn into a career. And because I knew that I wanted to do something creative, and I knew that I loved doing YouTube, and it's a great jump off point for any creative thing that you want to do. So once I had like a YouTube channel that I felt was stable, and I was, working with publishers and stuff, I felt like I could divide my days into YouTube and writing and not feel like, I'm going to have to get evicted from my apartment,
So it's great waiting for the stability, you're not swirling your head for so long.
For me it was, because YouTube is such a big creative outlet as well. So it wasn't like I was just working in an office. Like when I was working in an office, I worked in an office throughout high school and during college. And during that time, I would just find that I have all these ideas and all this stuff in my brain, and I would have to go home and work on it. And so I was just constantly working on creative stuff in my off time. But since I was already had this big outlet, it was worth it for me to be able to just devote everything to the writing. Because I literally, after that, I wrote every single day for at least a year, which is crazy because now it's so hard to do that for the second book. Every time I keep going on these rampages with these answers, and I don't remember what the question.
You answered it. Yeah, right here.
So, what was your biggest inspiration of starting a YouTube channel? And I know you've done a couple of collabs with authors. Which one was your favorite?
Ooh, your favorite collaboration with an author on your channel?
Was there a first part to that?
Yeah, I thought so.
What was your inspiration to start doing BookTube and YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, inspiration for
Okay,
books.
so the classic inspiration question for YouTube here was, well, I was in film school, so I wanted to edit stuff, and I was already making music videos and crap, and I was reading a lot of books, and no one I knew read, and I was feeling really, really lonely. BookTube wasn't a thing, and I was like, maybe I'll find people who like books on the internet if I make videos about them. So I started that was my inspiration for starting that. And it wasn't till I started in 2010, my first author interview was with Alex, Sandra Bracken. And it was magical. It was like the most exciting thing that ever happened to me at the time. I was so like elated, and it was so much fun. I'm trying to think. Oh, I love the video I did with Sarah J. Maas. That one was really fun. When I first interviewed Cassandra Clare, it was, everyone calls her Cassie, so now it's just got stuck in my head. It was like on a tour bus and the lighting was shitty, but it was still like the most amazing experience ever.
I love the sketch you did with Gail Foreman.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. That was amazing.
Yeah, I just thought about that.
Yeah, I was just thinking like straightforward interviews, but I got to do like
Made her act.
Yeah, I got to make Gail Foreman act, and I was like her stalker in the video. It was amazing. Was it called Just One Afternoon or something? I think so. If you haven't seen it, it's old.
Definitely watch it.
I made that one up.
Is the way back there? Yeah, you.
Hi.
Hi.
I feel like, especially like in the types of books like I'm guessing people in this room read, London is often a comic setting, and I was wondering, what do you think personally and just generally the draw of London is?
Ooh, the draw.
I feel like
I feel like everyone can hear you.
the draw. Do you want to say it? I'm so sorry.
And now.
The draw.
The draw of London.
Okay, as a student who was going to study abroad, the draw of London for me was that it felt not as scary as another country because they spoke English there. I don't know what the draw is. I guess we all find English accents to be really sexy. That's a draw as well. I know at the time I watched like 3 YouTubers religiously and they were British. So that was like, I was like, oh, they live there, it's cool. Like all my draws were really dumb, but I feel like a lot of us maybe are subconsciously drawn for those dumb reasons. But it's also such a beautiful city, and it's this mix of old and new that's really, really pretty and cool to be experiencing on a daily basis. Yeah.
Who were the YouTubers you were watching?
Charlie Sokulite was one of
Yeah.
them. I don't really want to say the other one because he's gone down the crapper a little bit in terms of things he's done.
Yeah.
You know who he is.
Up there? Yeah.
Do you have any authors in particular that you feel like inspired your style of writing? And do you have any authors that have kind of been a personal mentor for you in any way?
Ooh, the question is authors whose styles inspire yours, and are there any authors who were like a mentor to you as a writer?
Okay, so in terms of style, this was so weird and it hit me after I submitted my final version of the book that I was like very inspired by Amelia's notebooks. I don't know if any of you read those from American Girl. Yes, those and at the Amazing Days of Abby Hayes, man. And it's so weird because I wasn't even thinking about that, but like all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, that's how I want to write stories. Like that's why I've written in these formats. I always want to write stories that go back and forth between a journal and like writing. It's very strange, but I didn't, as terms of a mentor, I feel like, I don't have a particular author that I would look at as a mentor in that way because I'm afraid to talk to everyone, so I can't really, like, I can't bring myself. I'm sure I know so many really, really nice authors, but I would never be able to be like, can you give me advice?
No, like casual chats with John Green or anything.
When I met John Green, I said hi and stood there and looked at him for 2 minutes. Then he looked at me. And that was our interaction until someone else came up and called him away.
I had the same story. You just can't talk to him.
I'm just like in awe. I've been watching John Green since the beginning of YouTube time for me.
Yeah, right here.
What would you want your legacy to be like if someone
to you.
What is the legacy? Sorry, I had to say that. This is such a hard question. I mean, I want people maybe to think that I helped get them into reading, that maybe inspired them to try something new. It's weird to think of like what legacy you want. But yeah, I feel like from the beginning of this, I've been on a journey trying to get more people to read, and that's why I started, really wanting to make videos to get people to read with me, and it's turned into this amazing thing where so many people come up to me and tell me that they've started reading and now are readers and love books because they found my videos, and it makes me want to do this more, that it keeps me going, because it's the most amazing thing ever, because no one used to read when I told them to read in high school, ever, ever, ever. I was alone forever.
Yeah, right here.
So I'm a writer, but I'm also like a major procrastinator. So social media, Netflix, YouTube, reading, all that stuff. How do you force yourself to sit down and actually get the writing done? I'm horrible at that deadline.
Well, giving yourself a deadline, I think, is a really good thing. But also, I do my best when I put my phone on the other side of the room. So, like, don't have it next to you within reach. And also, if you need to, like, turn off your Wi-Fi. I feel like these forced ways are the best way to get things done, because everything else, you click on it and it's just like, it won't load, and you get really mad. And the only thing you can do is work on your thing.
Okay, we probably have time for, I'm going to say one more question. So I'm going to go up there at the top. Yes.
I totally forgot my question.
Well, it's been fun.
Okay. Did you ever like have this moment where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like this YouTube channel has gotten like this big, and when was that, I guess?
Was there ever a moment where you were like, everyone heard the question.
Well, I mean, I think that had to be the moment where I used to have two channels that I was juggling, both of them, like a comedy channel and a books channel, and now I just call this channel Books and Comedy. It's really hard to keep up two channels. But anyway, I always thought of the comedy channel as my main channel, my main thing, and I never thought that the book channel would ever, like, honestly, at the beginning I was like, if I get 500 subscribers, that'll be the most amazing thing ever. And when they were both at 39,000 subscribers, like, my book channel was growing, and I was like, holy shit, it's gonna pass my other channel. Like, this is insane. I mean, there's so many people. I never ever thought that I'd find so many people who read. And it's just the most amazing, heartwarming thing ever to know that so many people out there are reading the same books that you're reading and are there to talk to you about them. And that was the big moment. Like, and it's not even that impressive of a number, but like, it was crazy. It was like 40,000 people read, like, on YouTube.
This is such a special book, and thank you so much for coming to Chicago, Christine.
So much. It means so much to me.
Yeah, so I think we're going to get started with some signing and pictures and
Yeah,
fun stuff.
all the things.
Yeah.
Hey guys, or did we say hey guys? If you can flap your book to the full title page, and what I mean is to the Okay, hey guys, it's the next day. It is Wednesday, May 15th, and yesterday, as you would know from this vlog, I went to the Again But Better book signing by Riccio, and it was so bad. Not the book talk signing thing. I guess I got starstruck because when it was at the end and like she was signing everybody's like books, it was my turn. I went up. I was just like, hi, 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 hi. Oh my gosh, hi. Oh my. It was so terrible. It was so awkward, and I feel like she even like was like, oh, what's up with this girl? But I'm just like, I got starstruck, and this is the first time I ever done anything like this, like meeting someone that I follow. So yeah, I wasn't prepared. I thought I was, but I guess I wasn't. Like when you get up there, it's just like you don't know what to do. You just stand there and stare. It was good. It was fun. I recorded the whole, as you probably would have seen by now, I recorded the whole book talk, and it was cute. And I also got starstruck meeting Taryn. Like I was about to go in to the seating area, and he just like walks by. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's Taryn. Oh my gosh, I'm so cringe-worthy awkward. Oh my gosh. I made a done fool of myself, I will say. Like, she is so tall and so skinty. Like, she is skinty. I felt like a fat toad next to her, as you will see in the picture. Don't mind my awkward stance and face. It was... You think you're prepared until you get up and it's your turn. Yeah. But I do have 2 complaints about the book talk. First is, I wish they had a sign outside that said, signing author book talk Riccio, like one of those like signs that you put in, like a banner. Like I wish they had a banner, or like even like a sign for the church, because there is no sign. Like, me and my friend were so confused. We're like driving around the parking lot because like our GPS said we were here, we're at the destination, but I'm like, where is it? Like, there's no sign anywhere. Like, yeah, it looks like a church because it says like, well, there was one sign that said like yellow box. I'm like, that doesn't help anything. But I just wish they had a sign and directing you, like a sign and like an arrow, like this way is the book talk and signing, but they had no sign. So we just sat in the parking lot and waited until we saw people that looked like they were going to a book signing talk when we followed them in, and that's when we found it. But other than that, they really need a sign, like, because this is my first time going to a book signing, so I had no clue. And the second complaint is that I wish, like, I don't know if it was like on her website or something, but the only way I knew that she was coming to this place was Jesse the Reader. He posted it, like the different like states that she's gonna be in signing, and that's all I knew about it. It had nothing else, just like the date, the address of the place, and whatnot. And I'm not pegging this on Jesse the Reader at all, but that's where I found this information at. But I wish they would have let you know that you can bring your own book with you, but when you get there that you also have to purchase a book to get in to the book talk signing. And I did not know that. I don't know if that's a thing that you do at book talk and signings, because like I said, this is my first time going to one. So I purchased the book. It was like 23 bucks. Well, the book was like 18 bucks, and then the seating, you had to pay for the seating, which was like $3 and some cents. So it was like 23 bucks altogether for the seating and the book. And I didn't know that. I wish they would have told you that, but I guess some people did have like these like printed out papers, like ticket admission thing. But I only saw like a few people with those, like, and I also saw like a lot of people carrying around 2 books because they didn't know that also, because like I brought my own book and then I had to purchase another book to get in, so I had 2 copies of the book walking around, and I noticed a lot of other people had that too, so I guess they didn't know that either. So that's another complaint I have I didn't know that she had a website, Christine. I didn't know she had a website where it might have said that thing. I don't know, but I just wish that would have been more clear on, like, if, like, you post about something, I wish they would give you the whole information, like, of, like, the certain places. I'll put the picture up here, because I kind of felt blindsided by those two different things, but all in all, it was an amazing experience besides me being my awkward, cringy self. It was so good. I loved it. I loved the book talk. It was fun, and it was fun just, like, sitting in the audience because I guess there's, like, 160 people there. I'm not sure, but I know there's a lot of people behind me, and I thought I was the last one because I was 144, like, in line, because they had, like, however you checked in, they gave you a number, and that was your place in the line to get your book signed. And I was 144, and there was, like, a good amount of people behind me, so there was, like, a lot of people there. A lot of people showed up, and we were all chatting about stuff. I don't know. It was just nice how, like, we chatted and, like, we're talking about the book or talking about other things or getting to know each other in line or sitting down. Anyways, so this is the book I bought because it's, like, Barnes & Noble, and she did sign it because, like, this lady, she looked like she could be Christine's cousin. She came through the line, like, saying how have the page ready of the page that she's going to sign and dog ear it over, and she gave, like, you a post-it note with your name on it, so Christine, like, instead of asking, like, oh, what's your name? Oh, how do you spell that? It would be, like, on the post-it note, and she could just sign it right away, so it wouldn't take it up. But that's her signature. Yes. And then this is the book that I purchased at the book signing to get in. And this is the one that she personalized for me. And yes, she wrote Jessie, XOXO, I want to say Gossip Girl, but 2018. And I'm really not sure what the thing she drew is, but that's what it looks like. And then, like, her little scrawl. But yeah. So it was nice. And I haven't read this book yet, but I will now because I'm in kind of a book slump, so hopefully this will help me get out of the book slump. And we learned that Sarah Dessen, I haven't read her books, my bestie has. She was like, oh my gosh, we need to come here for the book signing and talk, because I guess she's coming out with a new book. But I feel like I need to read some of Sarah Dessen's books, because I know she's a contemporary romance writer, but that's all I know. So in September, we're going to Sarah Dessen's book signing because my bestie wants to go, and she went with me to this one, even though it's not like, I said I dragged her along. I didn't mean it like that. I just, because Christine asked my bestie, like, oh, do you read books? Because I said I dragged her along. She's like, yeah, I read books, just I didn't know about this book. So that's why I said I dragged her along. But she does read. She's my book buddy. But yeah. So that is that. And Christine is so nice, and she's really pretty. She is. But that is it for this vlog video. Let me know in the comments down below if you want more book signing vlogs, because I want to go to more book signings and I will vlog them. And also, I'm so sorry. The vlogging footage is really awkward. Like I said, this is my first time vlogging out in public, like actually having my camera out like this while sitting in a group of people. So it was kind of awkward. But the footage isn't that great, but I got what I could. And yeah. So just bear with me. I hope it'll get better, because I know it's not the best, like, angles, shots, like theatrical or whatever. But yes. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos by me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.